Very good morning, students. This is Jay Vishakan. For this lecturing video session, I'm going to take a topic from second unit, that is Diseconomies of Scale. The previous lecturing video session, I have taught you the definition and the concepts of economies of scale. Right. So let's see the definitions of diseconomies of scale. This economies of scale happen when a company or a business grows so large that the cost per unit increase. It takes place when economies of scale no longer function for a firm. That is, scale of production increases, the average cost per unit decreases. Right. This is just opposite of economies of scale. So in economies of scale, when the business grows, the cost per unit of production, that is the average cost, decreases, right? Wherein in this economies of scale, the cost per unit increases when the business grows. That is the large scale of production. Right? So this economies of scale occur when the cost per unit increases with an increase in the quantity produced in the large scale of production, right? So in large scale of production, the quantity produced is huge, right? This means that any attempt by a firm to increase its output will translate to a corresponding increase in the unit cost associated with the unit increase in output. So basically, for the economies of scale, this is that is for the cost advantage, right? That refers to the cost advantage. So as far as this economics is concerned, here the cost per unit increases. Therefore, this is a cost disadvantage. So look at the graph, what it shows here. This usually happens when a firm becomes too big. It is too big. There is a large scale of production. When it happens, this economics of scale happens. So in the graph, if you just look at it, the quantities be taken in the x-axis and the average cost is being taken in the y-axis. Right. The curve L or AC is nothing but the long run average cost curve. So initially when the small scale of production, that means before the business being increased to big, the firm is too big, so the initial quantity produced in the firm was Q1. So at that particular time, the cost per unit was C1. When the business grows, that means it's a large scale of production. When the firm produces more and more of the products, the quantity increases from Q1 to Q2. At the same time, look at here, the cost per unit is also uh, increases. So there's some factors that may lead to this economies of scale includes the decreasing returns to scale. So the reason is the decreasing returns to scale, and your firm may become too large to properly manage itself. So it's very difficult to manage when the firm is very big, that is too large. And overlapping of business functions and duplication of product lines. And higher resource prices resulting from the supply constraint. Right. So this happens when the cost per unit increases, the demand decreases, and the consumer has to pay high price of the product. Right. So, like economies of scale, we have diseconomies of scale two types. So those are internal diseconomies of scale and external diseconomies of scale. First, let's see the internal diseconomies of scale. The internal diseconomies of scale or the diseconomies resulting from the internal difficulty within the organization. The internal diseconomies are the factors which raise the cost of production of an organization, like lack of supervision or lack of motivation, lack of management, and the unskilled laborers. So they might be having the technical difficulties, that is to handle the technologies, which leads to the cost of production increase. That's the cost per unit increases. And the second one is external diseconomies of scale. So this economics, that is the external diseconomies of scale, or the external factors which results in the increase in the production per unit of a product within the organization. The external factors that act as a restraint to expansion may include the cost of production per unit, scarcity of raw materials, and low availability of skilled laborers, and the pollution. These are the external diseconomies of scale. That is waste disposal, which may affect the cost per unit of the product. So I hope that you have all understood the concepts of diseconomies of scale. This is just opposite of the economies of scale. So economies of scale says that the cost per unit product is decreases. That is mean the average cost decreases when the mass production, there is a large amount of, there is a large scale of production is being involved. See, as far as here the diseconomies of scale is concerned, here the cost disadvantage because the firm is too big to control everything. Right? Hope you have all understood the concept. Thank you.